All right, so we're over at Camp Nelson National Monument, doing a little hiking this morning. I thought it would be good to get the animals out, let them burn off some energy, and be good for me too. So that's what we're doing. Just seeing what kind of trails we may want to take today, but thought we would do a walk and let you see some more of the Kentucky landscape. There's lots of beautiful places around, but I have to tell you, I'm a Kentuckian through and through. Born here, moved around a little bit within the state, but have never left the state, and I really don't plan to ever leave the state. And I apologize for the wind. No matter what the wind's doing in most places, the way this property is situated, it is almost always windy up here. And so this morning it's living up to its reputation for windiness. But yeah, I thought we might walk and talk a little bit and maybe even work in a little knife review toward the end here, so you'll have to stick around for that. Let's see. So I was thinking about modern folders today. Let me stop. Yeah, I had to stop there and take care of a little dog business. But anyway, I was thinking about modern folders today. I know it's Modern Monday, and I've showed pretty much all of my moderns that I have already, so can't participate in that tag today, but I did think I would talk a little bit about moderns. And it's probably, you know, what I'm going to say is probably based a lot on my own personal history and memories from the time that I was growing up, and knives that I saw my family carry and pack, and they were all pretty much either, you know, a lock back like a Buck 110 or a traditional slip joint. Case knives, old timer knives. There were a few Gerbers thrown in there, but you know, mostly those were the knives that I remember growing up. And so it seems like that I've kind of lost my desire to own modern knives. I like them, you know, I think they are a great knife many times. Well made, very handy to have around. You know, I carry that Kershaw Leek quite a bit, and I carry the Blur quite a bit, but they just don't light my fire the same way that a traditional knife does. And so, you know, if you put just reasoning behind it, you know, I'm not sure I can make a logical argument outside of the slip joints. To me, just feel like they have a bit more soul to them than the modern knives do. And like I said, you know, knives are like cars and automobiles and things like that. You ask three people, you'll get three opinions on the same question, because it is very personal, and it does, you know, what you're using the knife for, you know, plays into it as well. So I can see where, you know, certainly modern knives have their places. This is the Fort Putnam. That was named after one of the colonels during the Civil War, and you can see the earthwork. They're actually doing some work on this right now. But they use this for cannons. So there would be, you know, a cannon mounted in each of those. I think there's 3 openings there. So they would use these kind of earthen embankments to shoot cannons from. So there's several of these around the property, and kind of a cool piece of history too. But anyway, back to my thoughts here. So yeah, you know, traditional slip joints, just really something about owning them just makes my heart happy. And I love the looks of them. I love the way they feel in the hand. I love the fact that on most of those you have more than one blade. And, you know, they got bone handles mostly, and I don't know, they just really do make my heart sing when it comes to knives. And so that's, you know, that's my 2 cents worth. I'm certainly not, you know, bad-mouthing modern folders. I think they're great. I think they're great knives. I think some of them are way overpriced. You know, if you want to carry a modern folder and only carry a modern folder, that's awesome. Go do it. Because, you know, a knife is certainly better than no knife, and no knives going to equal adult life. You know what I think about that already. So anyway, just a few thoughts on our walk this morning about some of my own personal preferences as far as slip joints and modern folders go. If we stand right here, over on that far ridge is the Camp Nelson Cemetery where my dad is buried. If you look real close, you can see the American flag that's flying there kind of in the center of the cemetery. But anyway, I was glad to be off work today. I worked 2 12-hour shifts over the weekend, and so I don't go back to work this week till Thursday. I took an extra day of vacation in there, and so it's nice just to not have anything on the schedule today, and to be able to talk knives with you guys and hear from you what you think about the conversation today. A little bit later, I'm going to show a case trapper that I picked up not too long ago. It's in the, I think they call it lizard skin. Kind of an interesting handle material there, so we'll take a closer look at that and see what you think about that as well. But probably better sign off right now, give you a last little look here at some of the scenery. Just a beautiful place. Really glad that it's open to the public and I get to come out and hike and take the dogs. Oftentimes they have, there's Levi and Lexi. They're having big time out here getting a romp around. So hope you guys have a great Monday. We'll tune in a little bit later and do that knife review. Yeah, a little farther back now to that stop, and the wind's not quite so bad back here either. Show you a little more of the landscape. Probably gonna go down in that woods there a little ways this morning. There's a hiking trail down there, and I always enjoy going back here. Most people don't go back this far, so it's always a nice place to hide a little bit. See you in a minute. All right, guys, we're fairly deep into the woods here. Been walking a while. We're not far from the ridge line, but fairly deep into the trail here. I thought I would stop and show you this trapper that I added as part of my collection. Love the shield on that guy. Got the big XX on it, and I got the XX on the bolster as well. Sorry. You ever try to record a video and hold on to 2 dogs? It is not easy. So yeah, take a look at this guy. Really unique handle material there. The texture's pretty cool, something different. And then, you know, it's a case trapper besides. So you've got the usual blades that you're used to looking at there. The big clip point, the big splay blade. So you can see those. And just a really nice knife. Probably can't really tell, but blade alignment is really good on this guy. And, you know, the back springs also look pretty great. So I don't have any real complaints with the quality of this knife. Ordered it from Deadwood Knives. I've been doing a lot of my ordering there. I did have a problem with a little Sodbuster Junior, just the shield wasn't attached very well and blade alignment kind of sucked. So I reached out to them to see, you know, kind of what it would be like to return something to them. And man, they were great. As a matter of fact, I spoke to Darlene, who told me, send your knife back, put a note in it that you've talked to me, and I will go hand pick a replacement for you, or have one of my staff people hand pick the replacement. So I really appreciate that. I mean, she turned that knife around immediately. It went out the very same day or next day, I forget which, and just in a few days from the time I sent the knife off to the time I got the knife back, you know, it was just a great transaction with them, great experience. And so, you know, seems like a pretty good place to order. To me, they're in Knoxville, which I kind of like because that means I get things fast if I order something there. And so if you haven't checked their site out, you might want to. They do sell more than just case knives, but they tend to have, it seems like, competitive prices on the case products. And then they have Civivi and some other brands as well. So definitely check those guys out. But hope you enjoyed a quick overview here of this Trapper. Beautiful knife. You know, when a case turns out really well, you just can't really beat them. Brass liners and all. Just a great, great knife. And so anyway, I guess we better get back to our hike here. Sorry the videos today are probably going to be kind of rough, but just kind of the way it is when you're trying to hike and record and talk and manage two fairly energetic dogs. So we'll talk to you in the next video. Thanks. I mean, is there any better place to be than the woods? I mean, seriously. It's just beautiful. We ran a big whitetail, big doe out a minute ago. She was beautiful. She'd make good eating too. She was big. But yeah, just more of the hike today. We're almost back out. Right there's the top of the trailhead, so we'll be heading that way.